Welcome back as we continue our discussion about the relationship between growing corn and producing beef. Brandon, I want to talk about soil health for a minute. How does improving soil health help actually improve our sustainability?
As we increase our soil health on the farm, it allows us to be better stewards of the ground. And we talk about that a lot, but one of the ways, there's a number of ways it helps. One is decreased fertilizer usage, increased water retention, long-term stability of the soil. And it's not just a quick fix, but it's a long-term process. And then as we add in our partners within the cattle industry, it just helps it even to a greater extent.
John, what have corn farmers done over the years to improve soil health?
Thanks to our Corn Sustainability Advisory Group, we've come up with a really good report. And what they found from 1980 to 2015, we've reduced the amount of land that it takes to produce a bushel of corn by 41%. We've also, at the same time, reduced greenhouse gas emissions by 31%. We've reduced the amount of energy it takes for that bushel of corn by 41%. As in Brandon with irrigation, we've reduced our need for that supplemental water by 46%. One of the best parts to the environment we've discovered is we have actually reduced the amount of impact from soil erosion by 58%. So it's really rewarding to read that report and see what we've done in that time period.
Clearly a lot of difference between soil types in Ohio and Nebraska. What are farmers like yourself and others in Nebraska doing to improve soil health?
I think one of the key things that we're seeing is that we started this report with NCGA and said, okay, what have we done, but where can we go? And whether it's on my farm in Nebraska or John or Ben's in Ohio, this is very important. And we put together this advisory group and we reached out to consumers, CPGs, the U.S. Roundtable for Sustainable Beef, to really make sure that we could hone in on some key practices. And we had come up with 5 areas. One was, let's continue to decrease soil erosion. Let's increase land use efficiency. Let's increase irrigation efficiency. Let's increase our energy usage, and also let's decrease our greenhouse gas emissions. And as we look at that, they're very attainable goals, but we've seen that we've made good progress, but we're not doing enough, and we need to make sure that we're reaching to that next level. So whether it's on my own farm, let's specifically look at irrigation, where we're looking at utilizing sensors in the field and what's the next iteration of sensors, so we can make sure that we're applying water at the right time and decreasing our usage and increasing our yield. Or whether it's in a state like Ohio and really looking at what is the next things they can utilize on their farm, even though they may not be irrigating. But what is it they can do to decrease soil erosion? What is it so they can decrease fertilizer runoff so they can protect Lake Erie? And we need to work on this together, and ultimately we're going to get there.
So Don, I'm curious, what role do cattle play in helping the corn farmer improve soil health?
Well, look, I think it's a hand-in-glove relationship. So when you look at what we're able to do at our operation, when we take that great corn off as silage, we can come back and put in a cover crop. And that cover crop goes back to your point, manages the erosion concern, takes the erosion concern actually completely away, and then come springtime, we got some grazing that we need to do, and from an efficiency and sustainability standpoint, once we pull those cows off that cover crop, we no-till right back into that ground in a very efficient manner.
I come from big feedlot country out in Weld County, Colorado, Bruce, and I know you have a strong background in the feed yard industry. Manure is a big deal to all the farmers who bring silage to those feed yards around there. Talk to us about that byproduct of manure and how that helps improve soil health and the efficiency of the corn farmer.
Yeah, it's amazing. This conversation is about connecting all the dots of environmental management. And there's obviously a waste management component to cattle feeding operations. And whether you're talking Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Texas, that waste management is a part of soil health in those farming operations in and around cattle feeding operations. That waste is distributed. It goes back into the soil. You got nutrient management. You got productive corn, and then happy cattle after they eat the corn. It all works together.
Corn feeds cattle, and then the cattle byproduct feeds the corn plant. It is a sustainable system, and that's the key word that you used earlier. Still to come on Cattleman to Cattleman, what resources are available for producers who want to improve their sustainability? We'll have insights on that question when we return.
Get more from your mower conditioners with John Deere 0 Series mower conditioners. Cover up to 10% more acres per hour with the wider cutting width of the C500. Cut time changing knives in half with quick change knives. Mow with confidence thanks to our 5-year cutter bar warranty. Get more productivity, tractor compatibility, uptime, choices, and confidence with John Deere 0 Series mower conditioners.
Cattle producers across the country work hard to care for their animals and their land. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is there to help. Find out how you can work with NRCS to develop a conservation plan for your operation. Find possible funding resources for implementing conservation practices, or get free expert advice on ways to improve your farm or ranch. Visit the website nrcs.usda.gov today.